friends, this is Terri and welcome to my channel. So I'm back again with another travel update. But before that, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and liking this video. So without further ado, let's start. So the good news is the IATF, or the Interagency Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Disease, or the Philippine government that handles this pandemic in the Philippines, has lifted the travel outbound restriction. So non-essential travel of Filipinos will be allowed on Wednesday. So when is that? On October 21, finally, Filipinos who are holders of tourist visas will be allowed to leave the country. So Filipinos can be reunited with their loved ones overseas, okay? And they can also travel for leisure or tourism to countries that have opened their borders. But there's a catch. Of course, they have to comply for strict requirements. So they have to comply with the strict requirements. So what are these strict requirements? So the first requirement for Filipinos bound to travel for non-essential reasons will be they need round-trip tickets, confirmed round-trip tickets. So you have to show those tickets to the immigration on the airport to make sure that you will come back to the country. That requirement has actually been around even before the pandemic. If you have a tourist visa, the immigration will ask that you have the round-trip ticket to make sure that you don't overstay overseas. Okay, so that's not very new actually. And if you are someone who is going overseas holding a tourist visa but you have other plans overseas, you could actually consider renting a ticket. That's a thing, a service you can do online. I haven't tried it actually personally, but you can search it online if you want to save some money. Okay, the next requirement for Filipinos traveling for non-essential reasons is, number 2 is adequate travel and health insurance for tourist visa holders. So before, this wasn't a requirement by the Philippine government, but now, starting October 21, if you are a tourist visa holder, a Filipino tourist visa holder, you need travel insurance and health insurance. For your travel insurance, they haven't actually set out specific requirements, but based on their previous announcement last July, when they announced that non-essential travel would be allowed, but then they changed that immediately. Anyway, when they announced that, they said that they would require health insurance to cover hospitalization, COVID testings, just in case you get stranded overseas. Now we know that hospital fees can be very expensive overseas. Anyway, and also travel insurance should also cover rebooking. Because of the climate right now, so many canceled flights. So yeah, that would be a smart move to have a rebooking travel insurance. Okay, the third requirement is, so those heading out should also sign an immigration declaration acknowledging the risk involved in traveling. Okay, so that form, you can get that from the Department of Foreign Affairs or Bureau of Immigration. I'll try to put the link down below. And then the next requirement is that before you leave the Philippines, you need to present a negative antigen test result taken within 24 hours before departure. So the spokesman of the IATF, Harry Roque, said, in subject to Department of Health guidelines. So antigen tests yield results faster than the PCR test, which often takes at least a day to process. And the next requirement is, so that's actually the requirement, sorry, just 4 requirements. So the first one is round-trip tickets. Second one is travel and health insurance. The third one is you need to sign a form acknowledging the risk of traveling involved. And the last one is an antigen test, so negative antigen test result that you don't have COVID. Okay, so, and those who will be traveling for non-essential reasons will also have to follow the existing rules of returning overseas Filipinos as they fly home. So it means if you fly to overseas and you come back to the Philippines, you also have to undergo quarantine and mandatory swab tests. So currently, for non-OFWs, you'll have to quarantine at least 2 days in the hotel, which you will have to pay for your own. And if you have PhilHealth, you can claim your PhilHealth and not have to pay for the quarantine, for the COVID test, which is 4,500 pesos. And then, and same time, after you finish your quarantine and you get your negative result, you also have to do home quarantine. So that home quarantine depends on the LG or the local government unit protocols of your area. But most LGUs require 14 days home quarantine. Okay. And another good news is the IATF also announced in the same statement that allowing Filipinos aged 15 to 65 years old to go out of their homes. So before this, only aged 21 to 60 years old were allowed to leave their residences. So any age, you can go outside now. Pwede nang lumabas. Ayun pa kay Kim Chu. And then also on Friday, the IATF lifted a standing ban for people traveling from GCQ to an MGCQ area. So the Philippines has different lockdown types. They have MECQ, GCQ, so many things. But the only thing you need to know is that the standing ban for people traveling in different lockdown types are now lifted. So you can travel from GCQ area to a MGCQ area, even if you're not official or work purposes. So this is really effectively easing the general restrictions on local and international movement among Filipinos. But take note that your local government unit may impose a higher limit for minors. So what the national government may say may be different to what the local government may say, but the local government will decide. And all activities must still observe minimum health standards and the wearing of face masks and face shields, social distancing, and proper hand washing. Okay. So we can say that the government, the Philippine government is doing something. I think they're doing this for the economy, since the Philippine economy is going through a deep recession. So this is their like last-ditch effort to give life to the struggling economy. Now that is all for this video. So that is very great news. The great news is the lifting of the non-essential travel for Filipinos. So for those who have loved ones overseas, you can now visit them. And well, I'm still gonna keep on watching if there is any announcement for inbound restrictions. Hopefully that they will give us some updates. And that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like, or if you want to show support to my channel, please like and share my video. I will see you again next time. Bye.